We're about to get ready for our fourth bout of the evening between Victor Flores and John Michael Bianco. Bianco fighting with the Santa Claus trunks on, it looks like, Manny, fighting out of the red corner, and Flores out of the blue.
It is Christmas time after all.
It is. Victor Flores is fighting out of Pachuca, Mexico. He's 7-1, and John Michael Bianco, for a fairly relatively new professional, he's fought some guys with some decent records, hasn't he, Manny?
Yeah, well, I got to call his last fight, and I was happily impressed. You know, kid's pedigree is accurate. He boxes beautifully.
I like that stab to the body he just started with already, Bianco. Nice little right hand downstairs too.
He has no intention of getting hit. It might happen, but he has no intention of getting hit. He wants to do his work and get out of there nice and clean.
He's keeping his distance nice, isn't he? He doesn't seem to have an awful lot of power, Manny, so far, but it is very, very early on.
Well, I mean, 3 fights, 2 KOs, kind of hard to judge. You know, we'll see as it goes on. You know, 168 pounds, he's going to need it, so hopefully he does have it. We are talking about the Canelo weight class.
I think I could see John Michael Bianco just looking at his body type right now as he progresses throughout his career, dropping down divisions as he moves forward to at least a middleweight.
He could either drop or go up. You know, he's still a relatively young kid, so, you know, time will tell. But he's got a good base. If you look at his legs, he looks pretty strong.
He comes into this fight with over 60 amateur fights behind him. He was performed really well at a national level. I'm not sure how well he done internationally or if he ever left the country fighting, but he's got a really good reputation in the amateurs in Canada. He's starting well here.
No, Victor Flores, 7-1. That one dates back from 2017, though. So he hasn't lost since 2017.
It's worth mentioning, too, while we have the time and we know that this fight is not ending any second right away, that the last time Flores was in Canada, he did win Cody Kelly, who was 2-0 at the time. So it's a very similar scenario. He was in Mississauga at that time, at the Hershey Center, and obviously Bianco is from Mississauga. So Flores will come here with a little bit of confidence.
No, absolutely. I mean, we'll say it's not that often that a Mexican fighter will come here and win a clear fight against a Canadian fighter, but it happened. So it just gives you a
nice body shot by Bianco.
Gives you an idea of what kind of level of opposition we're facing here. His nickname's El Corbe. I had to ask his trainer, Jose, what that was about. And basically, it's the short form of Corvette. The young man considers himself a Corvette in boxing. Wants to look pretty and go fast.
He's unfazed at the moment. He hasn't mounted an awful lot of offense just yet, Flores.
In a quiet round. Just establishing his work. Bianco not getting overly excited. Just happy to work behind the jab. I think if we were scoring it, it'd be, you know, a 10-9 for Bianco right now. Good opener round. A little change of pace in
well, there was no way we were going to get anything like the last fight, was there? It was impossible.
No, well, thankfully, no. Here, we got a little highlight here.
Nice little counter left hook by Bianco. He stays poised. He doesn't get too excited. He doesn't smother his work. He knows his range. You would like to see, as this fight progresses, maybe him step on the gas a little bit more. But for the first round in a fight...
Well, this is our first 6-rounder of the night.
He's going to pace himself a little more, isn't he, than the fights before, of course.
Well, you also got to keep him around. It's also his first 6-rounder, I believe. So
it's his second, but yeah, it's his early. He's been fast-tracked a little bit, hasn't he? But he's still very early in his development.
So there's no reason to rush things. As long as he's establishing himself properly, he's not making any bold mistakes. I think...
if you were in Bianco's corner right now, Manny, what would you want to tell him right now?
I mean, that he could put on a little bit more pressure, that he can open up with a couple combinations, you know, still to be wise and not overdo it. But, you know, overall pace is very important, you know, because even if he's just pecking and poking, if he just keeps up that pace, he's going to tire him out.
A lot of the foot feints and hand feints are going to psychologically drain Flores to mix them in. behind that jab that he's doing.
Yeah, just
I'd like to see him put a bit more sting on the backhand. There you go. That was a wild left hook, missed by Flores, but if it had caught him, Bianco may have knew about it.
It's just keeping him thinking at the moment. Good left to the body there.
He's done that a couple of times where he starts upstairs with a fast 1-2 and then digs down to the body with the left hand. Flores has got a decent jab when he decides to use it.
He's got a wide base too.
Flores or Bianco?
Bianco. You know, it makes that distance seem like it's closer than it is. You know, see, he does have the distance to work, but he also has, you know, enough time to get out of there if anything comes at him. He's just happy pecking and poking right now, and there's no reason why he shouldn't be. But like I said, he can. I feel he should be comfortable enough to open up a little bit more now.
I had expected Flores to be a little more mobile tonight, but maybe he feels he doesn't have to, really. He's not too fazed by the power of Bianco right now, and he's just being economical in his approach, but I would like to see him moving a bit more.
Well, that's the thing. Bianco hasn't really thrown anything with a lot of leather behind it, so, you know.
Maybe he's not too concerned just yet.
Well, that's the thing. Flores is just contenting himself with staying on the ropes and blocking the shots. But he's going to have to lay some offense if he's planning to try and win a round or a decision at some point.
When you're coming into a fight with 7 wins and only 1 loss, you are coming to win. You're not coming to survive or get paid, are you? You would think Flores is definitely here to try to win, but he hasn't mounted much of an offense just yet.
Well, that's the thing, you know, second round and all. You know, if this progresses in the 3rd and 4th the same way, then maybe we might have an issue. But otherwise, I think it might still be part of the game plan at the moment.
Nice shot downstairs by Bianco. And he should be able to keep this pace for the entire 6 rounds the way he's going, Bianco.
Good little jab there. Last couple seconds here.
It's a good job by Flores to end the round.
No silly mistakes. No wild overhands.
Good round here, folks.
They're going to have to fix the ropes there in the corner.
Heading into round 3, folks. There's a couple of replays for you. Bianco fighting again there.
Using that distance.
He's gone downstairs with that left hand to the body a few times
A
with
little faint
success.
with the double hook there, though. Still.
You got it. You got it. Change the level of the uppercut to make it work. You got it. What's the knockdown? You got the whole round now. Try and hit the fucking blood. You're wasting time now. Stick it where it hurts, okay? Hit the one in the body now. Hit it. Outside. Bang.
Professional fighter Jake Dayu working with the ring girl over there in the corner, making sure she gets in and out the ring safely.
Not a bad night's work. Here we go. Round 3. Starting with the jab to the solar plexus.
That's a start from Flores in this round, finally putting a few punches together of his own. Like I said, he's got a good jab when he uses it. Nice shot variation by Bianco, overhand right, probably the cleanest shot of the fight so far.
Yeah, while he was attempting that left hook, though. There you go. He was able to mount some offense there. Off the ropes. Bianco working that jab. Good one, too.
John Michael Bianco, man, he is obviously one of a few prospects signed with Three Lions Promotions. Where do you think he can go? How far can he progress under the right management and guidance that Three Lions can provide?
Well, the truth is, I mean, there's always waves, right? And there's classes, if you will. At 168, right now, the core group is at the higher levels. So you know, 15, 20 fights in, so to speak. So at the moment, with somebody in the similar situation as him in Canada, we don't have too many guys at 168 that are just starting out. So for now, it's going to be more Three Lions bringing in opponents. You know, as time progresses, we're already facing an opponent who's 7-1, which is, it's pretty impressive considering it's his third fight.
Exactly, his first fight he fought a guy 4-1. His last fight, his opponent was 4-0. So he's doing what he's supposed to do, really.
So personally, I think it's going to be a little bit more of the same for maybe the next year, year and a half, just to progress and you know, add a few fights to his name. But I mean, once they feel confident that, you know, 8 rounds, 10 rounds is no problem for him, that he's got gas to accomplish those things. I mean, he's got the pedigree. His style is good enough for him, clearly, for him to be able to do work in those later rounds. But, you know,
he's cutting the ring off well.
Absolutely. Flores doesn't really have anywhere to go. You know,
if I didn't know any better, I may suspect that Flores is maybe carrying some leg injury of some sort. I feel him stiff-legged a couple of times. Bianco coming on strong here right now. Tangled up a little bit after the exchange as we enter the last 10 seconds of this third round here in Centre 200 in Sydney, Nova Scotia.
Solid action. Both fighters going to receive instructions. Here we go with the replay.
You gotta cut off the ring a little more smarter, okay? All right?
There's nothing landing just perfectly is the thing. You know, he's able to put some work in, but it's just not. Flores is keeping it competitive. Much better job from this referee as well.
It has to be said.
Flores having an issue with his trunk. So his protector.
Well, we're about to enter the second half of this 6th rounder right now. John Michael Bianco in the red corner, Victor Flores in the blue. Bianco starting strong and puts a bit more zip on that right hand. Flores answering back with a flurry of his own. The rope coverings may need some attention in between fights here. Nice right hand to the body by Bianco.
Not an easy punch to pull off either.
Good stabbing shot downstairs. These are the types of punches that I like to see from young fighters. Dig into the body, investing in it. They don't need to see the instant impact of a headshot. They know that if they go downstairs, they're putting money in the bank. You may want more as a fan, but as a coach and as watching your young boxer develop, this is perfect, really.
Well, here's the thing. If you look at Bianco, you see he's got that little Philly shell style. He's working off the shoulder. So if you're a fan of Mayweather popularized it. You know, it's not necessarily going to be big knockouts all the time. You know, a lot of it is about not getting touched and you know, making a clear distinction between you and your opponent.
You want to hit people, not get hit. Big jab from Bianco. Flores has answered back when he's had to, I feel, but he hasn't took the initiative, really. He's been waiting rather than creating here. But he is up against the...
Now, I was hoping he was going to pick it up in the later rounds, you know, expecting him to... But right now, he's just on his bicycle. He's on his third rotation of the ring at the moment. Bianco's got to paw at that jab if he's going to be hunting him down like that.
Nice shots in the end.
What the heck's happening here?
Bianco switches to the southpaw stance for the moment here, operating behind the right-hand jab.
Flores seems to be wincing, or I don't know if it's gas. Maybe he had the lights in his eyes. You know, both guys attempting.
I think for Flores to have any hope of Bianco tiring in this contest, he's going to need to exert a little more. Whether it's just walking forward and making Bianco punch more and move more than he wants to, or whether it's actually landing shots of his own with a bit more regularity. Oh, the round ended
Right
nicely
at the
there.
bell.
Couple hooks exchanged by both men to close the third round out.
That was the most
fourth
action of
round,
that
sorry, I
round,
beg your
though.
pardon.
There's that good body shot we were talking about before. Answer to the hook.
Certainly a different feel about this contest than the last one between Osvaldo Martinez and Derek Kuchmi.
It's given the crowd a chance to calm down a little bit.
Yeah.
Thankfully, they're not all like that last fight, though.
I know, it'd be hard on the heart.
I aged a little bit in that fight, I'm pretty sure. Flores seems to be in good spirits. Bianco doesn't seem to be pulling for much air. Flores taking every second he can on the stool. Here we go, we're gonna start the 5th round. Wild left hook from Flores. Bianco focused, trying to put together a combination here. He's looking for that combination, like he's looking for a combination to a safe. The right one will do it.
He is picking the lock, you're right. I think he's showing a lot of patience. There can often be a desire for new fighters to want to get fighters out of there, and that's how you can get caught. Derek Kuchmi was a victim of that in the last contest, almost.
Well, I don't think that's the case here. Like you said previously, even his first fight was against a little higher opposition. So he's faced adversity early. Bianco seems to be upset with the holding. Good right hand. Bianco stalking him. We're halfway through the round right now.
Should he be trying to close the show more money at this point, or would you be happy to see him just getting the rounds in and the experience the way he's doing so far?
I'm
not saying he's not looking to get him out of there, but I mean, I think he could try it a little harder to get him out of there.
Well, I mean, that'll come with age. We got to keep that in mind as well. You know, it's not as easy. You know, Flores is doing
nice shot to the body by Bianco, Manny.
Flores is doing things, now he's doing things like holding to make things difficult. But early on, I mean, his movement's been pretty good. The kid's on his bicycle, but he's not getting hit flush. So credit to Flores for the defense, at least.
Good shot to the body again. He does appear to be in survival mode somewhat.
That body shot.
He's answered back with a nice right hand down the pipe there, Flores. Two fighters have been tangled up a few times here during the contest, but for the most part, it's been Bianco in control behind the jab, following with right hands up and down.
Got 30 seconds here. Good shot to the body.
That was a nice little shot to the liver. Mixing up the shot selection now, Bianco showing his comfortability in there.
10 seconds. You know, unfortunately, with a record of 7-1, we thought he was here to win, but he's here to survive. Flores makes it to another round.
Well, 5 rounds in the bank here, folks, as we approach our final, 6th and final round. Just watching a little more action from Bianco as he switches it up. There's a nice body shot downstairs that he feinted as if he was going upstairs, I believe. Can we expect any difference in the 6th round, Manny, or is it going to be much of the same? Or does Bianco try and close it? Does Flores try and salvage something here and land a heavy shot? He knows he's only got 3 minutes left. What are we looking at?
Well, I mean, Flores seems to be sucking air over there. And he's going to be trying to put together everything he can to come out strong in this round. However, I mean, if this goes the way I think it should, Bianco should come out strong.
A fairly unanimous decision we're looking for, aren't we, at the moment?
But he should look to close the show here. There was never a moment he was in danger. He can feel very comfortable in there. Flores looks like he's done. I mean,
both fighters touch gloves for the start of the 6th and final round here at Centre 200 in Sydney, Nova Scotia.
There's no sense of urgency, but ultimately it would be nice for Bianco to close the show properly.
Bianco finally opens up, 4 or 5 punch combination.
Yeah.
Uppercut behind the jab.
Putting that work down to the body.
I think it's safe to say now he's looking for this knockout, isn't it, Manny?
Well, even if it's not a knockout, he could probably get a
the
stoppage if he could put together a plethora of punches.
Yeah, just sustain that volume for a minute and see if Craig Smith will step in.
Come on, Jam, let's go. Let him feel it. Let him feel it. Put it on him thick now, bud. Let's go.
Flores using his legs as best as possible.
He's being more mobile now.
Jam, put it on thick, bro. Put it on thick. Put it on thick. Let's go.
I was really hoping Flores was going to attempt to engage, at least to try and pull it out of the fire. I don't think there's a need for Bianco to close the show. Yes, it would be, something we would all like, but I don't think it's necessary at this stage in his career. If he walks away with a very clean, unanimous decision, and that's exactly what it looks like we're getting at the moment, I mean, there's no shame in that whatsoever. Flores is a game opponent, and he gave him some good rounds.
This is a 60-55 across the board on the scorecards, you would think, wouldn't you? Nice shot again. He may have...
It was almost
Flores
there.
done well to stay on his feet there after that body shot from Bianco.
It was almost there.
Bit of roughhousing by Bianco, but I don't mind that either from a young fighter.
You can understand the
Downstairs
frustration.
again, Bianco.
Bianco showing he's frustrated now.
I think he knows that a stoppage is within grasp at the moment. You have to give Flores credit in a way. He came here to survive, and he's surviving. I think he realized he was maybe overmatched the touch technically. And he's made it difficult for Bianco, but Bianco stayed
Again,
calm.
matchmaker's job is hell. And, they got him a 7-1 opponent, a guy that hasn't lost since 2017. Credit to Bianco. 10 seconds.
Downstairs again with the left hook. 10 seconds left here.
Short uppercut. Flores survives.
Big shots at the end missed by both fighters.
These warriors here in the ring. And now we go to the judges' scorecards. All 3 judges have the score identical, 60-54, to the winner by unanimous decision. And still undefeated, the fighting pride of Mississauga, Ontario, Canada, John Michael J. Money